Hi, I'm Pallavi, and so far I've been using my page to tell you all the little bit of snippets about my life. But I thought I should use this platform to make more informative videos as well. I am an avid reader. I love reading books, but if you're just getting into the habit of reading and you want to explore new book recommendations, then I have some for you. First of all, if you want to read classics, and classic literature is so abundant, it becomes very confusing to choose. I have one of my favorites. It's called Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. And Charlotte has been one of those authors who just stands out for me. I mean, everybody loves reading Jane Austen, but for me, Jane Eyre was a completely different kind of book altogether. It does talk about all the aspects of a woman's life the way other books do, but Jane Eyre stands out in the way that it was really revolutionary for its time. And if you are looking for something more lighthearted and if you're just getting into the reading habit, then I would recommend The Little Prince. The Little Prince is a children's book, but I will tell you what I tell everyone, that when you start reading children's books, it sometimes gives you more pleasure and more understanding and a lot more depth than even some adult books can. Because I mean, children's books are written in a way to make it easier to read, easier to comprehend, and it's something that we all need. Sometimes we all need to reach out to our inner kids. The Little Prince is a book filled with a lot of metaphors, so even if you don't understand everything after the first read, by the time you've read it for the 10th time, which I assure you you will, because it's such an amazing book, you will try understanding like what's beneath the surface. The story is really simple. Even after reading it for the first time, you'll understand what the book is about, but it's all about depth with literature. Like, what are the hidden meanings, what are the themes that the book is trying to deal with. So that is something that The Little Prince will teach you. Third book. Now, this is for all the romantics at heart. Like, I don't recommend like normal romance books because most people would say that it's not their genre, not something that they would appreciate. If you're more into classic literature or contemporary literature or literary fiction or historical fiction, even, then this is the book for you. It's Love in the Time of Cholera. Garcia Marquez is a writer that can make even a grocery list sound romantic. And it's not because he's a great romance writer, it's because he's a great writer altogether. So he plays with a lot of themes of grieving, sorrow, love, and the book is set in a period where a lot of people are dealing with the plague, they're dealing with cholera, and within those turbulent times, within that difficult period of time, he tells the story of love. And it's woven so beautifully that you will not be able to stop yourself from reading this book cover to cover. But I assure you that this book will be the most memorable book of your life. But do read it when you're in the right place for it. I mean, I kept putting off Gabriel Garcia Marquez for a long period of time because I thought that, I mean, for a book with so much emotion, you need to be in the right mental space. So this is the book for when you're ready for it. And I would recommend that when you're like mentally more stable and you want to enjoy a book with a lot of emotions, that's the right time to pick this one up. Okay, so you might have seen the movie. This is Life of Pi by Jan Martel. Now, you might have seen the movie already, it was really popular, and you might understand the basic storyline of this book, but I will tell you that the book is better than the movie. It's almost always the case, but more so in case of Life of Pi, because when you read the book, you read about all the different nuances which the movie couldn't capture. You understand that literature, like written literature and cinema, works in different ways. There are a lot of things which you cannot show on camera, which you can understand by reading the text. And that's why, like, you will understand a whole new dimension of the characters when you're reading this book. And if you loved the movie, then even more so than before, you should pick up Life of Pi. Now, because I didn't want this video to go on much longer, there is my final recommendation, and this is the most, I'll say, unusual of them all. It's The Curious Incident of Dog in the Nighttime by Mark Haddon. And this book particularly is really special for me because it was my first ever hardback. And The Curious Incident of Dog in Nighttime is a book about a child with special needs. And it I think it was my first book that introduced me to the concept of inclusivity. And it's because when I was reading this book, I got to see the world through the character's perspective, and it was really different from all the usual people and the, cliche characters. And The Curious Incident of Dog in Nighttime is a book which is funny, it is hilarious, it is entertaining, it is emotional, it is a roller coaster ride. It is all packed into this one small book, and it's a very easy read because the language is quite easy to understand. It is highly quotable. I still use like quotes from this book. You will be saving all those quotes in your phone or in your diary so you can, remember it later on. But this is a book that will become an unforgettable part of your life once you've read it. So these are my 5 books that you should read, and these are all like unusual recommendations. I mean, some of them are quite well known books, but I thought, like, from my personal library, these recommendations are such that it has everything for everyone. Like, even if you're a beginner, then you can just go with The Little Prince, or if you're an ardent literature lover, then you can read Love in the Time of Cholera, or you can read The Curious Incident of of the Dog in Nighttime. And if you're just, still figuring out how to make that shift from just watching Netflix and just watching movies to reading books, then Life of Pi is the one for you.